Welcome to Deep Sleep Stories, where imagination floats you softly into dreamland. Breathe, rest, and sleep.
Welcome to Deep Sleep Stories. Tonight you're invited to settle into a space of soft tranquility, where every breath you take sends gentle waves of calm from the top of your head to the soles of your feet. Let your eyes drift slowly shut if they haven't already. The night is quiet and the air around you seems to cradle you in a tender, comforting hush. In this moment, you have permission to release all thoughts and concerns, trusting that they will find their own peaceful resting place. Tonight, you'll travel to the Phoenix Citadel, a realm of shimmering spires, gentle breezes, and magical serenity. Imagine the soft glow of starlight on distant towers, the hush of wings overhead, and the promise of a night's journey that guides your mind toward deep rest. Feel the warmth of your breath as you inhale slowly, holding that comforting stillness for a heartbeat, then exhale just as gently. Notice how your limbs become heavier with every release, as if the surface beneath you lovingly pulls you closer. Allow your muscles to melt into a state of complete ease. Feel your shoulders drop, your brow smooth, and your jaw relax. There is no urgency, no rushing here, just a gentle unfolding of each moment, one breath at a time. Become aware of the rhythm of your own heartbeat, the subtle, steady drum that reminds you how grounded and safe you truly are. Let that soft, steady pulse lull you. Let the hush of night envelop you. As you drift further into this calm, your mind might begin to paint a picture of a distant land, one brushed with starlight and touched by ancient magic. In just a moment, the story will unfold, carrying you into the Phoenix Citadel itself, a sanctuary of flickering torches, golden ramparts, and serene walkways. Give yourself permission to wander there. Let the gates of imagination open with ease. The soft glow of the city awaits, and in that luminous realm, you will find a slow, comforting pace that welcomes dreams as gently as the tide welcomes the shore. Beyond the hush of the sleeping world, in a place that exists just between dusk and dawn, a gentle wind sweeps across golden sands toward the Phoenix Citadel. At night, its towers seem brushed with silver, their spires lofting into a cloud-flecked sky. The moon, shy but luminous, pours pale beams over the fortress walls. A hush rests along the broad avenues where palm fronds sway in slow unison, their long leaves adding a soft rustle to the silence. Quiet courtyards, lit by torchlight that never seems to flicker, greet any visitor with warm, steady glows. Inside the citadel's outer gates, tall columns of pale stone line the walkways. Each pillar is engraved with scenes of phoenixes in flight, wings outstretched against the sun. At night, these engravings catch starlight on their etched outlines, giving the impression of slow, drifting movement. The hush in the air makes it feel as though time itself has momentarily paused. A gentle hush, not eerie but peaceful, settles along every smooth cobblestone path. Soft breezes carry the scent of desert blossoms, flowers that only open under the gentle gaze of the moon. Their petals stretch wide to drink in the silver glow, releasing a sweet fragrance reminiscent of honey and dew. Through a grand archway there is a courtyard named the Garden of Still Waters. A circular pool sits at the center, its surface reflecting the star-flecked sky like a perfect mirror. A tranquil statue of a phoenix, wings folded, perches at the water's edge. The phoenix's eyes are closed, carved with such tender detail that it appears to be in a state of calm rest. Shallow steps lead into the pool, inviting anyone to dip their feet and let the cool water wash away the lingering warmth of the day. In that courtyard, travelers often pause, lulled by the hush of the night, to reflect on the peaceful interplay of water and starlight. Farther into the citadel, past sandstone archways and softly lit corridors, stands the Hall of Glistening Feathers. Long tapestries hang from the walls, woven in shades of gold and dawn pink, depicting phoenixes rising from shimmering embers. By day, sunlight makes the threads shine with subtle radiance. At night, hidden lanterns behind each tapestry give the fabric a gentle, glowing aura, like the last glow of sunset on a quiet horizon. Plush chairs and benches, upholstered in velvet the color of desert rose, are placed around this hall. People who wander in after dark settle here to read ancient scrolls or watch the dancing shadows on the floor. The hush in this space is profound, yet never stifling. Every sound carefully softened by the thick carpets underfoot and the tall arches overhead. In the heart of the citadel, a labyrinthine library extends in all directions, its shelves towering toward the vaulted ceiling. The tomes and scrolls in this library are said to date back hundreds, if not thousands of years, capturing stories, spells, histories, and bedtime tales passed down by those who once lived under the protection of the Phoenix Guardians. At night, the library's glow comes from subtle crystal lamps suspended among the rafters. They cast a gentle golden light that makes the pages of each book easier on weary eyes. The caretaker, an aged scholar named Ilona, wanders between the rows of shelves, checking that each volume rests where it belongs. Her steps hardly make a sound. Only the soft rustle of her robes hints at her presence. On especially quiet nights, she hums a lullaby so faint it seems woven into the library's hush. Sometimes, drifting through those corridors, one might encounter a white cat named Sirocco. With leisurely grace, Sirocco pads along, tail high in regal confidence. The cat's fur catches lamplight in a pearly shimmer. Should a traveler reach down to greet Sirocco, he might nuzzle their hand, purring in a low, comforting vibration that resonates with the library's restful ambiance. Though Sirocco appears to wander freely, He is rumored to be an ethereal guardian of sorts, silently guiding lost souls to precisely the story they need. Perhaps it is a fable about hope, or a legend of renewal, or a simple lullaby that encourages sleep. Whoever follows him finds themselves in a cozy reading nook where plush cushions and a reading lamp create a personal sanctuary mid the vast archive. Down a winding corridor near the library, there is a curved staircase that leads to the Hall of Dreamscapes. This space is reserved for quiet reflection at night. Soft music, never loud but always somehow present, drifts among the pillars. It's the sound of an ancient flute played by an unseen musician, as though the music itself breathes gently in the air. Softly woven mats line the marble floor, and tall, gracefully shaped windows reveal the moon-draped desert beyond. Through these windows, one can glimpse the dunes shifting under night winds, ever-changing hills of silver gold sand. Overhead, the sky blooms with stars, and each sparkle feels like a small, joyful signal beckoning travelers to look deeper into their dreams. Many gentle souls find themselves here at the Hall of Dreamscapes, wanting nothing more than a moment of deep tranquility. The pillars are carved with swirling patterns that evoke ribbons of wind. As the flute's melodies caress the corridor, these swirls seem almost alive, like script telling a hidden story of serenity. Candle-lit alcoves are stationed at intervals, each holding a small cushion or mat. Often, a wayfarer can be found curled there, eyes half closed, letting thoughts settle into a quiet rhythm. The hush is occasionally broken by the faint trace of a sigh, content, at peace, as though the entire citadel collectively breathes in unison. Each soul takes solace in the gentle threads of calm that blanket every walkway. Beyond the Hall of Dreamscapes, through another arch, etched with the feathered silhouette of a phoenix, lies the Garden of Rising Dawn. Even at midnight, the garden seems touched by a warm glow, as though a secret sunrise bathes it in perpetual twilight. Tall cypress trees line the central pathway, their dark green shapes swaying gently in the desert breeze. Scattered among them grow flowers known as dream petals. These blooms close during the day and open at night, revealing petals that faintly glow in comforting hues of lavender and pale gold. Their perfume drifts like a lullaby through the garden, carried by air currents so delicate one might almost believe they were guided by magic. In one corner of the garden stands an ancient sundial that, oddly enough, also marks the phases of the moon. Its markings are intricate, capturing each stage of celestial change with such precision that old legends claim it was crafted by Phoenix-born artisans. The slate stone at its base is smooth, gently warmed by the day's sun, retaining a mild heat that invites weary travelers to rest against it at night. When someone sits near, they might feel the subtle pulse of the citadel itself, as though the ground hums with quiet life. Time moves slowly here, gently reminding everyone that day and night form a harmonious rhythm. If one meanders around the back of the garden, they will reach a modest, winding footpath. The path is lined with luminescent stones, guiding visitors to a vantage point overlooking the entire citadel. From this vantage, high up on a terrace built into the citadel's outer wall, the towers and spires form a breathtaking panorama. Torches placed at even intervals emit a gentle glow like small earthbound stars. Across the horizon, the desert night stretches boundlessly, dunes illuminated by moonlight. Occasionally, a winged silhouette sweeps overhead, swift and silent as the wind. People often pause here, lulled by the sense of protection the citadel provides, feeling their hearts grow calm at the boundless sea of moonlit sands. Legends say that once every few generations, a real phoenix descends upon this terrace. It lands so silently that only the faint rustle of feathers signals its arrival. Its plumage glows in iridescent shades of crimson gold and twilight blue. In the hush of night, the phoenix's eyes glow like embers, carrying a wise and ancient kindness. Those who witness this rare appearance describe an overwhelming peace, as though all worry dissolves into stardust. They say the phoenix's gaze reveals the core essence of the viewer, showing them that within every heart burns a light that can never be extinguished. No fear or sorrow can dim that flame entirely. It is the spirit of renewal, the gentle reminder that dawn follows every night. Toward the center of the citadel's grand structure is a courtyard known as the Phoenix Hearth. Here stands a large fire pit, encircled by smooth stones and plush cushions. In the daytime, only faint traces of ash remain, but at night, a magical fire takes shape. The flames dance with quiet grace, never crackling loudly, but instead flickering in golden hushes. People gather around this hearth after dusk, finding solace in the fire's soothing warmth. Some rest their backs against large embroidered cushions, sipping calming teas made from desert herbs and sweet honey. The conversation here is always muted, often just gentle whispers or quiet reflection. A short distance from the Phoenix Hearth is a modest stone alcove guarded by a time-worn wooden door. Inside is a sacred chamber known as the Ember Room. Illuminated by ember-like crystals embedded in the walls, the space feels filled with comforting warmth, akin to stepping into a gentle sunrise. A circular mosaic depicts a phoenix rising from swirling ashes, each feather rendered in tiny shards of carnelian, topaz, and opal. When visitors step inside, they sense an aura of renewal, as though the burdens they carry are slowly, kindly lifted away. The hush of the Ember Room is deep and all-encompassing, inviting quiet introspection. One evening, a soft-spoken traveler named Olivan wandered into the Ember Room, carrying with him a small burden of worry. His eyes held the weight of sleepless nights. As he sat, the mosaic's glow and the subtle warmth soothed his spirits. Breathing in the hush, he felt a gentle shift in his heart, a release of tension. Over time, his eyelids grew heavy, and he leaned back against the warm wall, drifting into a deep, dreamless slumber. When dawn approached and he finally woke, he found his concerns softened, as though the ember-like light had quietly dissolved the heaviness from within. He left with a serene smile, telling others he'd discovered a wellspring of calm. Such personal stories fill the corridors of the Phoenix Citadel. Simple moments of quiet transformation, gifted by the gentle magic that lingers here. Out in the courtyard gardens, moonlit blossoms sway in unison with the night breeze. The Citadel's caretakers, a small group of kindly folk, wander occasionally to tend these flowers, their footsteps hushed. They trim wilted petals, water the buds with dew gathered at dawn, and hum lullabies that echo softly through the archways. Under their careful stewardship, the Phoenix Citadel remains a nurturing sanctuary. Even new visitors sense the presence of these humble guardians, ensuring that every fountain flows smoothly, every torch glows softly, and every walkway invites a slow, gentle stroll. Every so often, soft desert rains bless the citadel. The patter of droplets against sandstone, the gentle trickle along the carved grooves in the courtyard, all create a lullaby. On these nights, the rain nurtures both the gardens and the hearts of those within the walls. The small streams that form meander gracefully through channels carved centuries ago, channeling the water into reflective pools. Then, as the rain subsides, the moon returns and the water's surface shimmers, capturing arcs of starlight that dance with the slightest ripple. It is a scene of hushed wonder that encourages one's mind to rest in gratitude for the simple, profound gifts of nature. Down a quieter corridor, lined with draped silks and soft blue and lavender, lies a grand door leading to the Citadel baths. At night, the baths are serene retreats. Large marble basins hold water infused with desert herbs, lavender, chamomile, and a fleeting pinch of sandalwood. Steam rises in gentle waves, carrying a calming perfume into the hall. Mosaic tiles depict phoenix feathers in pale gold, each glimmering under water's surface. Lanterns set in recesses cast a subdued glow so soft it seems to coax eyes into half-closed serenity. It's not uncommon to see a lone figure soaking in these pools, their expression peaceful, face tilted back, eyes closed, as if letting every muscle unwind in the water's tender warmth. One evening, a young minstrel named Roan, weary from long travels, slipped into the quiet baths. He let the healing waters lull him into such stillness that his heartbeat matched the soft drip of condensation on the marble steps. He breathed in the scents that curled through the air, feeling tension melt from his shoulders. Later, from a corner of the bath chamber, he plucked a stringed lute, producing quiet chords that seemed to float on the steam, merging with the hush. The melody was gentle, a lullaby of gratitude for safe harbors found. In that moment, the citadel embraced him, cradling him in warmth and quiet harmony. If one follows the hallway beyond the baths, they arrive at a colonnaded terrace that overlooks a tranquil lagoon within the citadel walls. This lagoon, fed by an underground spring, is home to graceful birds that rest upon its mirror-like surface. By lantern light, their plumage gleams faintly, as though a distant star has touched each feather. Sometimes, in the hush of late night, these birds spread their wings and stir the waters, sending soft ripples that reflect the pale moon. The sound is a delicate whisper, like a tender good night that stirs the heart into gentle reflection. A slender bridge, built of polished wood and lit by orbs that glow like small moons, arcs across the lagoon. Crossing this bridge, one can feel the comforting presence of ancient magic in every board beneath their feet. On the far side, a quiet pavilion stands in a copse of willow trees. Their draping branches sway gently, as if weaving a cradle for any weary traveler in search of rest. Cushions are scattered around low wooden tables, where a calming tea is served all night. Steam drifts from delicate cups, carrying a subtle, earthy aroma that soothes the senses. It is here that wise voices might share hushed tales, or companions might sit in companionable silence, letting the night's serenity speak for them. Further yet, near the top of a spiral staircase carved directly into the citadel's walls, is a small observatory. An arc of open windows lines the turret, revealing the endless spread of the desert sky. Through those windows, the stars appear closer, more vibrant, as though someone brushed velvet across the heavens and scattered diamonds by hand. Celestial maps adorn the walls, depicting not only stars but also constellations shaped like phoenixes, desert blossoms, and swirling dunes. Old wooden chests in the corner hold polished lenses and brass instruments for stargazing. When visitors step here at night, they often feel a gentle flutter in their hearts, a reminder that the universe itself holds endless wonder, waiting to be discovered in the hush of a single breath. At times, the caretaker Ilona visits the observatory with a battered notebook in hand, quietly charting the changing positions of stars. She believes that each star corresponds to a unique dream, twinkling in the cosmic tapestry of possibilities. Under her watchful eye, the entire sky seems to breathe, each pinpoint of light offering solace and a promise of renewal. Perhaps that is the essence of the Phoenix Citadel itself, a place where every corner, every courtyard, and every quiet nook carries the same compassionate message. Be at peace, rest, and let your spirit gently renew. In the quiet hours before dawn, the wind often carries the faintest melody of bird calls, gentle warbles that announce the approaching sunrise. The spires and turrets of the citadel become softly lit from below, as though the earth itself is illuminating them ready to greet the first rays of morning. In the hush of this pre-dawn time, the entire fortress seems to draw a deep breath, preparing for a slow, graceful transition into daylight. Shadows shift, silhouettes of columns and towers melting into the light. A certain expectancy fills the air, not one that demands anything from anyone, but rather one that encourages gentle awakening. Beneath an ancient stone arch, embroidered curtains flutter in the dawn breeze, revealing a small sanctuary known as the Chamber of Aurora. Inside, the walls are painted in soft washes of pink, gold, and lavender, tones that mirror the gentlest light of sunrise. A large, low table is set with small cups of sweet, spicy tea, said to help travelers welcome the day with warmth in their hearts. Plush cushions lie in a loose circle, beckoning visitors to rest in silent prayer, contemplation, or to simply watch the sky shift through the open ceiling. When daybreak finally arrives, its rays slip through the gap in the roof, igniting the chamber in a glowing display, reminiscent of the Phoenix's rebirth. The Citadel's healing presence never fades, day or night, yet there is something especially tender about its nocturnal hush. The sense of stepping into a realm where all that matters is the slow, rhythmic breath of one's own heart. Each sculpted stone, each tapestry, each quietly tended garden extends an invitation to let go of the noise and busyness of waking life. Any traveler wandering through these corridors after dark can feel that sense of hush settle within them, as though the Citadel's walls themselves cradle each visitor in timeless serenity. In these still hours, the spirit of the Phoenix, the guardian of renewal, touches every corner of the Citadel. Its legend lives in the peaceful hush, in the flicker of soft lamplight, in the glimmer of starlight on still waters. This intangible presence encourages hearts to unburden, minds to quiet, and souls to embrace the tranquil depths of rest. There is no hurry here. Even the stars seem content to watch over the fortress, twinkling in patient companionship. And so the Phoenix Citadel stands, steadfast through the centuries, a silent beacon for those needing respite. Whether you explore the labyrinthine library, stroll under the archways of the inner courtyards, or quietly observe the star-filled sky from a terrace, you feel the same nurturing warmth guiding you toward stillness. In this realm, conflicts dissolve like footprints blown away by the desert wind. Peaceful reflection, soft music, and glowing nights carry each visitor into the gentle embrace of dreams. Perhaps that is the secret to the Citadel's magic. It reminds all who enter that solace and serenity are always within reach, waiting to be rediscovered amid the hush of a single quiet breath. All through the night, the Phoenix Citadel hums with soft possibility. Even as the sky edges closer to dawn, a sweet calm hovers in the corridors, encouraging every weary mind to drift into deeper rest. The silhouettes of towers slowly lighten, and a tender breeze floats past, stirring the night-blooming flowers for one final lullaby. Their petals, still holding traces of moonlight, seem to whisper a gentle good night to the stars. It is a time of profound stillness, where every soft footstep meets smooth stone with barely a sound. Within the ember room, the mosaic phoenix's glow dims ever so slightly, as though it, too, prepares for the delicate transition to morning. The faint warmth that once radiated across the walls now settles into a soothing backdrop, an invitation to stay just a while longer in that realm of peaceful half-sleep. The caretaker Ilona makes a final round through the library, gliding among the tall shelves, ensuring that every visitor has found a comfortable place to rest. A warm hush follows her, gently cradling the stories that remain on open pages. Somewhere in the garden of still waters, the reflection of stars in the pool begins to fade, replaced by the soft suggestion of a blooming sunrise. Yet the hush remains. The desert breeze continues to glide over the quiet waters, delivering one last breath of nightly magic. Even the torch flames along the walkways seem to flicker a touch slower, as if mindful not to disturb any sleeping hearts. In the distance, a bird's lullaby is replaced by the earliest morning chirps, equally gentle, equally reassuring that all is safe and calm. Let the Phoenix Citadel continue to cradle every dream in its silent embrace. Let each tower, each hidden garden, each softly lit hall serve as a gentle watchman over those who have chosen to let go of the day's burdens. The magic of this place reminds every dreamer that rest is not merely an absence of activity, but a nurturing of spirit. With each slow breath, the night's quiet encourages deeper surrender, allowing even the faintest worries to float away on the currents of starlight and desert wind. If any troubled thoughts remain, they evaporate like morning dew, leaving only the warmth of a heart at ease. In that tender space, as the final moments of darkness give way to the gentle light of dawn, the Phoenix Citadel stands as a steadfast companion, guiding the way to profound rest. May every weary traveler find solace in its stillness. May every mind drift into a sanctuary of soft dreams and wake renewed, just as the phoenix rises on the wings of each new day. Good night, dear traveler, wherever you may be. The Citadel keeps watch in the hush of these hours. Sleep well, safe in the quiet knowledge that serenity is here for you, and that each new dawn brings a fresh beginning. Let the hush guide you into sweet, healing slumber now. Sleep deeply and sleep well.